Hello my friends! Today we're gonna talk about tools, especially about such important tool as a caliper. If you are trying to do something with your own hands, the calipers are quite useful tools in your possession because you precisely can measure your dimensions. And for example, if you do some sort of engineering drawing and then you want to translate it into your physical model, this is very quite important to have precise tool. So I used to have all sorts of calipers, and even back at the time when such a LED calipers were something from sci-fi, regular calipers with two sliding scales, and you can calculate decimals by the calculating points on another little scale, or having a little kind of circular dial, then you see decimals as well. That was quite common and actually quite useful. These days everything is so much easier. So I have one caliper already, but I decided to got one a little bit better quality, and to see how much better quality this one is, and especially how much more precise this thing works. So let's take a look. So I got this TACK Life digital caliper DC2. Means nothing to me, of Amazon. I got it of Amazon, but looks quite neat. I think I got it for like $20, which is already pretty high price for something that can be bought off eBay for like $5. But hey, let's take a look what it is. So it's nicely wrapped over here, and we're gonna strip it from its shiny wrapping. It's actually make glare all over the place. All right, so packaging is okay. Thanks for choosing TACK Life, whatever it means. Ta-da! Okay, we have user manual, digital caliper. Well, I'm not gonna go over how to use calipers. Everyone's supposed to be. Oh, they have warranty card, whatever it means. What kind of warranty you have? 30 days money back. Yeah. And then 90 days to 60 months. So anyways, this is like half a year warranty essentially. Pretty much they just shouldn't do this insult to people. All right. Okay, the caliper comes in this box. Okay, this is already good because it's gonna protect it from, I'm gonna remove the scrap habit here, insult, from the damage. And here we are. Okay, so one of the positive things that this thing uses obviously battery, and it uses 2032. The other caliper I have using LR44, which is sometimes hard to get. These batteries are everywhere these days. So what's so special about this one? It's stainless steel, which is good. It has LCD screen, which is good as well, but it has pretty big LCD screen. And another positive thing, it has this little thumb screw and over here, so you can precisely move your scale. Sorry, move your you know, how do you say, top part of the caliper. So it's so much easier to do like this small tiny moves rather than just like try to do something like that. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. The reason actually I bought it. So the battery is over here, battery compartment. So let's just try to replace it. This is how it goes. You're gonna just walk this battery right now, providing I can access. Yes, I can. And hope this battery is not dead. Sometimes happens. If this product was on the shelf a long time, battery could be dead. It's not cooperating. Why? Okay. Immediately we have 0. Immediately we have a image numbers, and they are set into millimeters, obviously. So 0 is the scale, on off and I think it has auto off, and then you can switch to from millimeter to inches to here are the inches, and here's fractions. So it's actually 7/64. Oh my god, that's actually a pretty neat feature, because for me 7/64 is some sort of scientific conundrum. I know the numbers, but then I don't understand why it has to be such a numbers. So yeah, metrics forever. But it's good to have if someone asks you some weird numbers. Alright, so this is positive. This is already positive experience, and look at those big numbers. So you are, instead of like looking at the little small teeny tiny screen, this is good. The case made of plastic, it's just made look like it's some sort of metal, aluminum or whatever. Obviously this thing made in China, but the quality of the device seems to be okay. There's some sort of lube sort of here, kind of like this side is actually pretty sharp. That one is a little bit more deburred than this one. No big deal, but obviously this part, they have to be nicely sharp and really kind of contacting each other very nicely. Seems like this is pretty decent. Let's take a look at this side. Looks like I see the overlap, like probably, it's really hard to tell how much, but there is an overlap. So why I say that? Because you do not see the light shining through here. Essentially this one and that one is overlap, so I'm not sure about precision of this measurements, probably 0.1 millimeter or something. Yeah, that sucks, but here is it's really good. So if you're gonna measure some kind of diameters, like for example over here, you will be slightly off, 445. Right, so device seems to be okay. So this the calipers totally can be used in a hobby project as I'm gonna planning to use them. But let's take a look how precise this thing. I don't have any good standard of measures or dimensions or size to actually to make sure it's like, for example, 10 millimeters or 1 meter or whatever. I only have those two decent quality drill bits, so 10 and 13 millimeters. So let's measure them and see how different they are. What's the caliper gonna show. So right now caliper shows 993. It's a bit off. You see, when I rotate the drill bit, it actually changes, so maybe it's not that good of a quality drill bit. I don't know how to judge, I'm not an expert on drill bits, but it sort of changes. Or maybe not. So 993. Okay, let's take 13 millimeter one. So this the first one was 0.7 millimeter off. This one is about 10 millimeter off. Sorry, 0.1 millimeter off. I would say this is okay. 0.1 millimeter is something is important, but not as important for hobby projects what I do, especially when you build something, some 3D printing parts and things. So 0.1 millimeter is okay, but actually I would like to have much better quality. I would like to have this precision, this device to be 0.01 precise. The another thing, I'm not sure how good are those drill bits actually. So roughly they are okay, but it's really hard to tell not having the actually some sort of measure or size standard. From what I see, this is not too bad. It's gonna work for me. Maybe I'll find somewhere or borrow good caliper and gonna do some comparison, or maybe bring it to some garage shop or something and just do the test. But for now, it's good. So few things I want to mention, or one important thing I want to mention. This device is impossible to measure, to use to measure anything manually, because the case over here, it actually comes over this the scale. So the line where this caliper part supposed to be lined up with the measurement scale is actually covered by the case. It's probably covered by the minuscule amount, but it's enough to make you not read the right numbers. So yes, you can kind of assume that this is 13 millimeters, right, by looking in it, but it's just a ballpark. Yeah, you can say, okay, this is 13 millimeters or less than 30, somewhere in between, but how much exactly? It's somewhere in between 12 and 13, right, because the case is covering this thing. Plus also there is no special small scale which you can use in order to actually get the fractions, because this is completely designed to be used with the LCD. This is worth 20 Canadian dollars. I don't know, I think it is. Gonna test it a little bit more and see how it works, to see battery life, to see if it has auto off. And one important feature, sometimes electronic sources can interfere with this capacitive sensor inside. I have another cheap caliper which actually was going the numbers were going all crazy on the screen when I was putting it close to the CFL light I have, like a work light. I couldn't first understand what the hell is happening. Thought battery is dead or this thing contaminated, but no, turned out to be, at the moment I moved it, it started working fine. So yes, that's important. I'm gonna test this one, and I also show you a little video how that nonsense look like. So far, please make a comment if you think it's tool worth the money I pay for it. Also, if you have a good idea where I can buy good decent caliper, even manual, actually, who knows, maybe manual is even better, because manual tool is going to work in any circumstance, in any condition, with or without battery, and things like that. You are completely independent, and sometimes manual tools can be even more precise than this stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe, comment, and see you next time.